Good morning, students. Today in this class, we are going to learning about the techniques of scientific management. Before I'd like to explaining the techniques, we'll just glance about that what we have discussed in the previous class. In previous class, we have learned Taylor's scientific management. Already I told you that this scientific management is introduced by F.W. Taylor and also is a father of scientific management. This in examination they can ask who's the father of scientific management. Who's the father of scientific management? The answer is F.W. Taylor. And he has propounded four scientific principles. Here that what are the four scientific principles? Point number 1, science not rule of thumb. Point number 2, harmony not discard. Point number 3, cooperation not individualism. Point number 4, development of each and every person to his or her greatest efficiency and prosperity. Once again, I will explain you that scientific principles of management. It is contributed by the Taylor. Here the first principle is science not rule of thumb. I already explained you that means Taylor believed in scientific management. This scientific management increases efficiency. It includes selection of workers in a scientific way and placement, training, and missionaries should adapt in a scientific way in organization, and the manager or a company should give a payment or a salary to the workers according to the scientific way. This is called science not rule of thumb. Once again I'll repeat, science not rule of thumb is nothing but Taylor believed in scientific management. It increases efficiency. What are that? It includes selection of workers, giving training, updating of missionaries, and payment of workers. And second one, harmony not discard. This explains you that they should have a good relationship between management and workers. They are both are important to the organization. This is called as a mental revolution. This mental revolution you can expect for a 2 marks. Understood? That means second principle explains you that harmony not discard is nothing but they should have a good relationship between workers and management. And point number 3, cooperation not individualism. I already explained you that Taylor's is not believed in the individualism. He have believed in the teamwork. This third principle explains you that cooperation. That means they should have a complete cooperation between the workers and management. Understood? Instead of individualism. And fourth principles, that is the fourth principles explains you that the industrial efficiency depends upon the quality of workers. That means the management has to encourage the workers and the management has to provide that a very good training to the workers. Without the training in a workplace, that wastages may increases. So that what we have to do, we have to give a very good training to the workers. With that training, it increases productivity and it decreases wastages. Understood? This is called fourth principle, that is scientific management given by the F.W. Taylor. And today in this class we are going to learning about the techniques of scientific management. I already given an example of in the previous topic, that is Mr. Chetan. Mr. Chetan is a production manager. We can also call it as a foreman. Once again keep it in mind, foreman is nothing but is a worker who face-to-face contact on daily basis. Understood? And foreman is belonging to the lower level management. Can just remember that I have explained in the first chapter levels of management. In levels of management, the lower level management includes inspector, foreman, and supervisor. Foreman is nothing but lower level management. That means foreman belonging to the lower level management. And here this techniques of management given by F.W. Taylor. And Taylor advocated separation, planning and execution function. Understood? This question you can expect for 1 marks. Taylor advocated separation and planning execution function. This called as a functional foremanship. Understood? Now we're going to learning about that in techniques. We have that first one, functional foremanship, second one, standardization and simplification, and third technique, method study, fourth is motion study, time study, fatigue study, differentiation, piece-based system. In this class we are going to learning about that functional foremanship, standardization and simplification. Here functional foremanship, I already given an example. Mr. Chetan is a manager, that means production manager. We can also call it as a foreman, that means he belonging to the least level, lower level management and highest ranking worker, because he has to responsible for the production unit. And also here all the qualities we cannot expect by that one person. That means Taylor advocated, Taylor has given this functional foremanship. Understood? In functional foremanship, can just look at the slide. We have that planning in charge, production in charge. Taylor has given the two in charges, that is planning in charge, production in charge. Planning in charge consists of 4 department and production in charge consists of 4. And here planning in charge we have that instruction card clerk, route clerk, time and cost clerk, disciplinarian. And production in charge, speed boss, gang boss, repair boss, inspector. Understood? Now let us understand very well about that functional foremanship. Here functional foremanship in examination you can expect for 1 marks also and 4 marks question also, and also 2 marks question. And coming to that functional foremanship, I already explained you that this functional foremanship given by the F.W. Taylor, and Taylor advocated separation and planning execution function. Can just look at the slide. They have separated. Planning is a separate, production is a different. This process we call as a functional foremanship. Understood? They can ask that what is functional foremanship. That means Taylor advocated separation and planning execution function. This to that lowest level to the management. This is called functional foremanship. And now coming to that, under the planning in charge, we have that 4 personnel, namely instruction card clerk, route clerk, time and cost clerk, disciplinary. Here in examination you can just write it in a very easily. That means in planning in charge we have that 4 personnel, instruction card clerk. What is that instruction card clerk? What is the work of instruction card clerk? Instruction card clerk will give a very good instruction to the workers at workplace. Understood? And route clerk, he will give a best, or he will show a very good or a very new method in the production of department is called route clerk. Once again I'll repeat, instruction card clerk, he will give a instruction at workplace to the workers. Route clerk, he will show a very good method of production or a very good way to increase the production. And time and cost clerk, here the time and cost clerk, I already explained that. Here the time, they have considered the time, and also the time clerk will preparing the timetable for the production. And cost clerk, he will prepare the cost of occurred that each and every the output. And disciplinary, he will framing the rules and regulation in workplace. Understood? This is about that planning in charge. Once again I'll repeat, planning in charge consists of 4 personnel, instruction card clerk, route clerk, time and cost clerk, disciplinary. And production in charge, we have the speed boss, gang boss, repair boss, inspector. Let us understand that what is speed boss, what is gang boss or repair boss. Here gang boss, here the speed boss, he will increases the production, and gang boss, he will help to allocate that all that machinery at workplace. That means the gang boss will help to arranging that machineries or tools or equipment. Repair boss, if anything happened that repair for the machinery, he will going to help. And inspector, he will going to supervise the work, or inspector will going to check the quality of the work or products, is called inspector. This is about that functional foremanship. Here that once again I'll repeat, functional foremanship propounded by Taylor. This can be classified planning in charge, production in charge. In planning in charge, we have that 4 personnel: instruction card clerk, route clerk, time and cost clerk, disciplinary. Production in charge, we have the speed boss, gang boss, repair boss and inspector. And now coming to that standardization and simplification. These two topics we can expect for only the 1 marks question. Now coming to that standardization. Every company will maintaining the standards in the product. What is here standardization? Standardization refers to the process of setting standards for every business activity. I already explained you that Taylor has believed that as standards, he has telling that in every business has to set the standards for his business activity is called standardization. Coming to the simplification, here that simplification aims at eliminating unnecessary diversity of product. That means we have that at the production, any unnecessary things we have to eliminate. That is called simplification. You can just look at the slide. In picture, one person, he handled that over that different types of applications, different type of things. Finally, what are the things is required that he has kept, and unnecessary things they have eliminated. That is called simplification. Here, what is simplification? Simplification aims at eliminating unnecessary diversity of products. In the next class, we are going to learning about the method study, motion study, time study, fatigue study. Thank you.